What if I told you there's a 2026 pickup truck that just made Ram and Ford look outdated overnight? And it's not because of horsepower alone. The new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Diesel is bringing a mix of torque, efficiency, off-road tech, and refinement that most truck buyers didn't see coming. On paper, it challenges everything Americans usually choose Ram or Ford for. But does this truck really change the full-size truck game, or is it just smart marketing? By the end of this video, you might seriously rethink your next pickup purchase. The GMC Sierra 1500 has always played a slightly different game in the full-size truck world. While Ford focuses on innovation and Ram leans into comfort, GMC positions itself as the premium, professional-grade choice, and the 2026 Sierra 1500 AT4 Diesel takes that identity further than ever before. This truck is built for buyers who want real capability, but also care about refinement, efficiency, and long-term value. The AT4 trim sits right in the sweet spot of GMC's lineup. It's designed for drivers who actually use their trucks, whether that means towing on weekends, driving long highway miles, or heading off pavement without stepping all the way up to an extreme off-road model. Add the Duramax diesel into the mix, and GMC is clearly targeting a specific U.S. audience, truck owners who want strong torque, better fuel economy, and a relaxed driving experience, not just headline horsepower numbers. What makes this 2026 model especially important is timing. Full-size truck buyers are becoming more selective. Fuel prices, daily usability, and resale value matter more than ever, and many shoppers are starting to question whether traditional gas-powered rivals still make the most sense. GMC seems to be answering that question with a truck that blends old-school diesel strength with modern tech and comfort. But on paper, promises don't always translate to real-world results. Does the Sierra AT4 Diesel truly deliver where it counts? On the road, off-road, and at the pump? And more importantly, does it justify choosing GMC over longtime favorites like Ford and Ram? That's where the details start to matter. From the moment you see the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Diesel, it's clear this truck means business. The AT4 trim brings a more aggressive stance with a factory lift, chunkier all-terrain tires, and darkened exterior accents that give it a tougher, more purposeful look. The bold grille, squared-off LED lighting, and muscular body lines make it feel planted and confident. Whether it's sitting in a driveway or covered in dust on a back road, it doesn't scream for attention, but it definitely commands respect. Step inside, and the story shifts from rugged to refined. GMC has leaned hard into making the Sierra feel upscale without losing its work truck roots. The cabin is spacious and airy, with high-quality materials where your hands actually touch. Soft-touch surfaces, solid switchgear, and well-placed storage make it feel thoughtfully designed. The wide center console, large cup holders, and comfortable seating immediately remind you this truck is meant for long drives, not just short hauls. Technology is another area where the Sierra quietly flexes. The large infotainment screen is crisp, fast, and easy to navigate, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto keeping things simple. Digital gauges give the driver clear information without feeling overwhelming, and available camera views, especially when towing, add real confidence behind the wheel. This is tech that feels useful, not distracting. But the real headline is under the hood. The Duramax diesel engine isn't about flashy numbers, it's about usable power. The moment you touch the throttle, you feel strong, low-end torque that makes merging, towing, and climbing grades feel effortless. On the highway, the truck settles into a smooth, quiet rhythm that's noticeably more relaxed than many gas-powered rivals. And when it comes to fuel economy, this is where things get interesting. Early expectations suggest the Sierra AT4 Diesel could deliver mileage numbers that make long-distance drivers seriously take notice. Off-road capability is baked into the AT4's DNA. Skid plates, upgraded suspension, and confident traction management allow it to handle dirt, snow, and uneven terrain without drama. It's not an extreme rock crawler, but for real-world adventures, camping trails, job sites, and muddy back roads, it feels composed and capable. Of course, it's not perfect. The diesel option adds cost, and some buyers may question whether the premium is worth it up front. Others might wish for even more aggressive off-road hardware or a sportier interior design. And then there's pricing, because when you start stacking features, this truck can climb quickly into territory where competition gets fierce. And that's where the real tension builds. When you balance design, comfort, diesel efficiency, and capability, the Sierra AT4 Diesel starts to look like a very smart alternative. But does it truly justify its price? And does it really outshine Ford and Ram where it matters most? That answer depends on a few key details most buyers overlook, and they might surprise you, what many people expect from a full-size truck. Pulling onto the highway, the surge of torque comes in early and smooth, making the truck feel confident and unbothered, even when loaded. There's no this is the moment where expectations meet reality. Out on the road, the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Diesel doesn't just perform well, it behaves in a way that quietly rewrites train, no drama, just steady, controlled power that feels perfectly matched to real-world driving. What really stands out is how composed the Sierra feels over long stretches. At cruising speed, the cabin stays calm and surprisingly quiet for a diesel. Wind noise fades into the background, the suspension absorbs rough pavement with ease, and the truck settles into a rhythm that feels more premium SUV than traditional pickup. This is where some rivals start to feel tiring. The Sierra just keeps going. Then comes the test that changes everything: fuel efficiency under real driving conditions. Where many gas-powered trucks start drinking fast once you add weight or hit higher speeds, the AT4 Diesel stays impressively consistent. The numbers aren't just good for a truck, they're good, period. For drivers who rack up serious miles, this alone could be the deciding factor. But there's another surprise. Off pavement, the AT4 doesn't feel bulky or intimidating. It moves with control, the traction system doing its job without constant intervention, and the steering remains predictable even on loose surfaces. It's not trying to show off, it's simply effective. That confidence is what makes the experience so satisfying. And this is the turning point. When you stack all of this together, torque, comfort, efficiency, and capability, the Sierra AT4 Diesel stops being just another option and starts feeling like the smarter one. Not flashier, not louder, just better aligned with how people actually use their trucks. But here's the real question. Does that real-world advantage outweigh the higher price and tougher competition? Because the final decision comes down to value, and that's where the verdict gets interesting.
So, where does that leave us? The 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Diesel proves it doesn't need to be the loudest or flashiest truck to be one of the smartest choices on the road. Its biggest strengths are clear: smooth diesel torque, impressive real-world fuel efficiency, a refined and comfortable interior, and genuine off-road capability that fits how most Americans actually use their trucks. This is a pickup that feels engineered for the long game. That said, it won't be for everyone. The diesel option adds upfront cost, and buyers who prioritize raw acceleration, extreme off-road hardware, or the lowest possible price might still lean toward certain Ford or Ram trims. But for drivers who log serious highway miles, tow regularly, or want a truck that feels calm and confident day after day, the Sierra AT4 Diesel makes a very convincing case. In today's U.S. truck market, where fuel costs, daily usability, and resale value matter more than ever, this Sierra feels especially relevant. It represents a shift toward efficiency without sacrificing capability, and it shows that diesel still has a meaningful place in modern pickups when done right. If this approach gains traction, don't be surprised if other brands start rethinking how they balance power and practicality. The real takeaway is this: the Sierra AT4 Diesel isn't trying to win on hype, it's winning on balance. And for many buyers, that balance could matter more than brand loyalty. Now I want to hear from you. Would you choose the GMC Sierra AT4 Diesel over a comparable Ford or Ram, and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this breakdown helped you, and subscribe for more honest, real-world truck reviews, because the next comparison might challenge everything you think you know about pickups.